For more on this, let's bring in senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Couteur. Okay, Mike, the Privacy Commissioner of Canada is testifying right now. What's he been saying about that RCMP technology and how it's being used?
Yeah, he's saying that there is some concern and they just want to make sure that a PIA is done, and that's a privacy impact assessment. They say that it should be made a requirement, and he wants this to be in the new updated privacy laws that he says have been in desperate need of updating for some years now. The RCMP is not subject to those and some other government organizations as well. So Philippe Dufresne was talking about this today before this committee when he was asked about this, and this is something that was revealed through documents that, as you're talking about, tabled in the House of Commons or in Parliament in June. And essentially what this has been revealing is that the RCMP can access microphones and cameras on phones belonging to suspects in major criminal investigations or suspects of national security investigations. And it's believed that the RCMP were using the tools to primarily, quote, covertly and remotely access text messages and other private communications that couldn't be accessed with things like wiretaps or other less intrusive investigation techniques. So essentially, though, what the Privacy Commissioner was saying today is that if we do have these changes to the privacy laws, then we wouldn't need this special investigation, we wouldn't need this special committee, and he and his office would already have been involved in this because it would have gone through this privacy impact assessment because it would have been required. Have a listen to the Commissioner now.
They have the potential of having impacts on privacy. And so they need to be looked at from that standpoint. There is a regime that allows that, and it is the regime of the privacy impacts assessment. And I would hope that this be made a legal obligation and that this be done early enough in the process so that we can course correct if needed, as opposed to doing it long after it's been started.
And essentially, Jenny was saying that it wouldn't be a surprise to people. And the fact is, he wants his office to be consulted more often, not less often, even when it comes to these types of things, so he can work with the RCMP on this very type of thing.
Yeah, just quickly, Mike, what are the biggest concerns then about this type of technology when it comes to people's privacy? Is it tracking? Is it in reading their private text messages? What is it?
Yeah, it's the use and the scope and making sure that that type of power that is in the hands of law enforcement isn't abused either, and making sure that when you look at that privacy impact assessment, that it doesn't go beyond. And that is one of the biggest things I think that the Privacy Commissioner wants to make sure that they're addressing concerns from places like the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. And again, addressing the concerns before they get to the point of this being a surprise and then having to react to them afterwards.
Senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Couteur. Thanks, Mike.